hero?
No.
Why not?
Heroes inspire people, and heroes have a very large influence into people's lives.
Riding in a helicopter never, ever gets old, man.
This just in, you are looking at obviously a very disturbing live shot there. That is the World Trade Center, and we have unconfirmed reports this morning that a plane has crashed into one of the towers.
Since 9/11, we've been at war for over 14 years, and it's just not sustainable financially, physically, or mentally for America.
Pulled out to hit us as he came in. Shooting Tatanka in, and then boom, because you say Boston.
September 11th was a catalyst for me joining the military. I joined the Army in early 2003. I served as a medic in 3rd Ranger Battalion.
I wrote an article not too long ago on my website talking about how every veteran transitions differently, and my personal transition was not being around other veterans.
We talk about it as using the mountains as therapy. Having been, a guy that's transitioned out of the military and seen, the good and the bad and the ugly of the VA healthcare system, and been prescribed like 10 different, pills and medications, and wondering myself, like, are they even cross-checking all this stuff?
Being in the military and getting that satisfaction of having to focus because your life and other people's lives depend on it, to finding these sports where that same level of focus is needed, and I mean, it feels good.
All right, I'm all packed up. I just called the Uber. It's gonna be here in 5 minutes. I gotta go grab my bags and put them outside. You can see it snowed a lot here last night. I'm leaving the snow of Utah, headed to the snow in France, and I'm pretty stoked.
Right now, I am in, apparently it's pronounced Chamonix, France. I've been pronouncing it Chamanex this whole time. I feel like an asshole. I'm not gonna lie, this is another level for me.
Reminds me a lot of the towns I grew up in British Columbia, and just these hardcore mountain ski towns. It's just this incredible little French town where you can tell people are getting after it.
When I was stationed in Germany, I took pretty much every last dime of my measly paychecks that I would earn, and we would head up to Austria.
And I do think that traveling is one of the things that has been one of my personal cathartic mechanisms. It's been very healing for me to go and explore different cultures, and so, you know, I guess I'm well versed in being in uncomfortable situations in places that I've never been before, and around people who I haven't met before. So that definitely, I think that was one thing that maybe played to my advantage on this particular trip.
But I was just like laughing to myself, like, okay, this is what it's all about, like being over here with the guys. And that's what I really liked about this group that we assembled, is these guys are all like living life on their own terms. You know, right away I just like, okay, here we are again. It just felt like being back in the team room. The stories and the banter that continue just kind of bring you back to that kind of military environment that you miss a little bit.
We really actually don't know where we're going, but there's a lot of people with skis and snowboards next to us. We're gonna follow them.
I think I slept a solid, like maybe 3.5, 4 hours last night. I was too excited, you know? And the jokes that are already, it's just immediate, right?
I've never seen snow up to my chest. So to have to kind of learn these ins and outs of riding incredibly deep snow was a very different life lesson.
Although I've never served in the military, I understand that there's a lot of camaraderie amongst the men who have, and the women, of course. But with these guys in particular, being in the upper echelons of the special operations divisions, you know that these are guys who know how to work well, they know how to communicate. They also move with a deliberate sense of purpose that most people are unaware even exists.
Isaiah Burkhart, I had the honor and privilege of being his medic on my last deployment in Iraq, and that was a pretty gnarly deployment, even as far as Ranger deployments go. I think we conducted around 100 direct action missions in a 90-day period, going after a lot of high-value targets. And it's interesting the amount of camaraderie that is stitched into the fiber of your being in those types of situations.
So these experiences, you know, they can damage you. They can make you feel feelings that you never thought you could feel before. Well, then I went into another career afterwards, and I'm a firefighter paramedic, and I've also seen some stuff that, you know, and had been on calls with people, and, you know, my job is to help people stay alive. That's my job. You know, it's kind of a total 180 from my job as a sniper before. I would go from hunting people to protecting people.
Yeah, since leaving the military, it has not been an easy thing to replace, and I haven't really. You know, you kind of have to just go out on your own and, you know, start from scratch and survive. A lot of guys don't. That's the shitty thing. Like they don't find a way to replace it, and they struggle. So for me, yeah, sports have been a way to replicate some of the intensity of the military.
Another way to like deal with issues, whether you have, you know, problems with post-traumatic stress, you know, using the outdoors as a therapy and a way to like be stoked, and another tool to overcome any issues that you have in life, and to share that with a group of dudes that are extremely stoked to be here, very competent in the mountains. I mean, it's just a really cool project.
The modern VA has become a massive bureaucracy where medical professionals who care greatly have had their hands tied with red tape, and a system that promotes prescription pills and surgery over more holistic medicine that promotes a healthy lifestyle. These 5 combat veterans all have one thing in common. They said no to prescription pills and chose an alternative approach to healing: outdoor adventure.
Special operations community, we're big on leading by example. So Big Mountain Heroes is our example of saying, look, here we are, 5 guys, all leading very different lives, but connected through our service to this country and connected to each other through the love of the outdoors and the fact that we all use the outdoors as a way to release and deal with issues, and it can be very healing.
And getting a little sweaty, like, whew, you know, you're ready to go, and it's like, yeah, you're dropping in, and it's this feeling that you get, this almost like ethereal feeling in your, like almost in your soul of like, this is what humans were here to do, is like, I'm here to enjoy what I have around me, not destroy it.
Yeah, dude.
It's stuck right here.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, it's fine.
Dropping out of helicopters in unused terrain is definitely going to be new for me, and it's going to be pretty exciting.
We're in Switzerland, about to have the time of our lives. I've never had an issue on a helicopter. Hopefully today's not the first
In a
time.
different environment, get to ski on a glacier, that's rad. You don't get to do that a lot, you know, in the States.
Close to the helicopter. We never go behind, it's strictly forbidden. When we ski on the glacier, it's very important to have some harness in case of we have a problem, like in a crevasse. Harness in the mountain will be like a bit like having a life jacket when you go sailing. It's better to have on you before than after it's too late.
It's funny, like the collective helicopter experience of this particular group is pretty advanced.
Yeah, I've probably been on a helicopter like 1,500 times.
Oh, like 1,500 or so.
As soon as the helicopter starts to pull up off the ground, you realize that there's nothing that moves this way. Generally, to leave the ground, you have to be going really fast.
For me, one of the cool things was that all of us had been in helicopters quite a bit, and you know, usually at night and always carrying guns. And it's funny because yesterday was completely not combat related, and the level of excitement was pretty much exactly the same.
I think it's gonna be a good day.
Okay, so now, as you are the landing spot, you put quickly your skis on and we move until there. 50 meters. Okay. As quick as you can, okay? There's another one arrived.
Everybody had such a good outlook on the entire situation that it was impossible to have a bad outlook on it personally. So it motivates you.
You know, as a sniper later on in Afghanistan, I've flown around many mountains, but to just be in that environment and like choppering in to the big Alps and just being super stoked to just ski down this incredible mountain terrain was an incredible experience.
going outside is good for everybody, not just for veterans, but going outside and experiencing, being in that state where you're in the middle of nowhere and you're expected to get from point A to point B, whether you're going up or you're going down, you're not thinking about anything else.
So there's 2 trams that take you on the way up. On the first tram, you're like, all right, this is fucking cool. But then on the second tram, you really get a good scope of how small you are as a human. We really truly aren't shit in the grand scope of the world. But looking over the bridge and looking over these crevasses and these cliffs and seeing that you're truly in the highest point of Western Europe was kind of daunting and it was intimidating. And it really, second and third most emotional experiences I've ever had in my life. I don't know that it's ever something I could actually put into words.
We're all damaged goods, right? Nobody's perfect. Everybody's got, bad stuff, made poor decisions, seen stuff maybe they never want to see again. But there's ways that you can heal that, or at least help the healing process. And I think that, these outdoor activities and adventure in general, it's a healing process. And, you'll never be fully healed, but that's why I keep going outside, right? Because I want to just keep it's like every time I go outside, I put one more stitch in the wound. And I may never stitch it all the way up, but at least I'm trying and I'm learning. And I think that there's a lot of people out there that could do the same thing that don't realize that maybe that could help them too.
Stop it! Woo!
Rule 1, have fun. Huh? Looks like you got a little face shot going on. Dude, I got probably 10 just deep, like waist deep hard cars on that run. There's so much fresh powder, dude. It's like, even if you go down, who gives a shit? Oh man.
If one person, whether or not they're a veteran or not, sees this and goes, wow, that made a positive impact on my life and how I view things, and maybe I should think about things differently and be more positive. If that makes a difference, then I think this whole project has been a success.
The phrase was thrills, not pills. And that got me super excited because 100% I look back since I've got out of the military and I've completely self-medicated with sports.
All the men in this film believe that a mindset shift is needed at the Veterans Administration and shift towards empowering veterans to take responsibility for their own health and wellness.
To me, I want to strive to be better. I'm not successful if I'm not striving to be better, because I always can be better, right? You can never master a skill 100% where it's like, oh, I'm done, and walk away. And I mean, especially the things that I like to do in my life.
This also should be embraced by society in general. We will all be better off if we adopt this mindset.
I think happiness is the key to success. It's up to people to define success for themselves.
And I don't use that term self-medicated in a bad way, but I mean, like, we all have pain we're trying to process one way or another, whether it's family or work, military experience. Like, trauma is part of life, and you have to have things you use to process that trauma. And for me, the outdoors is one of the healthiest ways you can alleviate some of that pain.